Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's the first weekend of May. I'm in the Peak District, and what I'm going to be doing this weekend is the Varusteleka Remote Military March. So the Remote Military March was actually last weekend. It was the last weekend in April. However, I wasn't able to do it because I was running a course. So I'm doing it a week late. I'll do press-ups for that at the end. Right then, so the Remote Military March, what's it consist of? So there's different sections of it. There's different versions. I'm going to be doing the Recon part of it, so that's, I thought, was most appropriate really, looking at my background and stuff. So what that is, it's 25 kilometers each day for 2 days, carrying everything you need for an overnight wild camp, which is what's on my back there. So that's a new rucksack that I'm going to be trialing, which is the Savotta Kantamus 40 litres. In that I've got everything I need for an overnight wild camp basically, and the requirement is to carry at least 10 kilograms. So I've got 15 kilos in that, so I'm way over the requirement for that. You know, including I've actually got 3 litres of water in there, because I know on the hills where I'm going for the next couple of days there's not going to be a lot of water, so I thought I'd cover that off. So yeah, looking forward to a good couple of days on the hills, and let's get into it. Good weather for it too, eh? At the moment. Got to be said, right? There's some amazing hammock and basher trees in this wood I'm here right now. This would have been an amazing overnight stop if I hadn't already just set off. Check it out. Hey, so first 5k's done, and that's in 1 hour 20, so a little under 4k's an hour, which ain't too bad seeing as I'm not racing or anything, and a fair bit of that was uphill too. Also, you know, I'm stopping off taking pictures and filming stuff, so that's all right. So yeah, look forward to the next 20k's. Again, some mega views out here today. It's kind of sunny on and off, but with a nice cool breeze, so it's pretty much perfect conditions, to be honest. You don't want it to be too warm when you're walking around with that on your back. But yeah, cracking on. Right then, so come to a bit of a crossroads now. If you have a look across here, got a mega view. So I've just come over the high feature behind me there, dropped down slightly, and if we have a look at the map now, so I've basically made my way up from up here, from there all the way down this route here, all the way down here, and I'm now at this junction here. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to head south down this track here. Cool. of off-road here. Always a bit of fun going through babies' heads and all that, isn't it? Yeah, I'm basically cutting a corner off where some tracks are, because it takes me way off the direction I want to go. So I'm just basically going on my own route here. But yeah, taking me through some quite rough terrain, but it's all part of fun and games, isn't it? So next I'm heading up this feature here, all the way up there, which is pretty damn steep, and there's no track. I'm just a bit of a set pest, aren't I? Oh, don't make it easy for myself. Right, let's get on with it. Well, that was a lick. Flipping heck, that's proper steep. And yeah, no, not even sheep trails, so that just goes to show you how daft I am going up something like that. So just to show you. So that's basically, you can't even see down it, it's so steep. Yeah, just treating myself. So I'm going to take 5 minutes here just to catch my breath, and I might look at this. Look, I'm going to take my rucksack off. How posh! And the sun's coming out, so cool. Taking a view for 5 minutes. Okay, rest done and back on it. Hey guys, so I'm just over 14 k's in now, and I'm going to stop off for some lunch. It's quite cold now, the wind's starting to really cut across and the temperature's dropped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find myself a little nook over there in that rock formation, and get myself out of the wind, get a brew on and get some lunch. Mega. Look at this, it's like something off Wile E. Coyote. So the wind's coming from our right as we're looking, so what I'm going to do is get myself in here. This is a nice little shelter from the wind right here. Cool, get a brew on. Gotta love a good brew, especially when it's getting a bit chilly. There we go. So kit back on, ready to go again, and as always, standard, always check your area so you leave no trace, and back on it. So the last 10.5 k's to go. That's 20 k's done now, so not long to go now. Looking forward to getting finishing and getting a brew. Mega. Okay then guys, so that's me just finished the 25k challenge. I've got to my area where I'm going to bash you up. I'm going to get myself into these woods here, hidden away for my overnight stop. And yeah, legs are a little bit sore, to be honest. It's been a little while since I've done anything like this, but you know, it's there for, you know, a bit of practice walking and stuff in it, a bit of navigation. You know, it was a good day, good conditions. It threatened to rain a couple of times, but it didn't, so that's all good. So anyway, I'm going to get my scuff on, do my admin, change my socks, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Morning guys, day 2. I've been going for about 10 minutes now, early morning, and legs aren't feeling too bad. It's another lovely day, quite cool this morning, but again, that's good for walking. You don't want it to be too warm, but yeah, check out the views. Let's get on it. So that's the first couple of Ks done. I didn't have breakfast this morning before I set off, so what I thought I'd do is get a couple of K under the belt, find somewhere nice to sit down for a little while, have breakfast, and this is it. As you can see behind me, got a lovely view of the reservoir and just some lovely woodland and bluebells and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's get some breakfast on. And the obvious, that's not bad, huh? So that's breakfast done. Always important to keep the fuel on board when you're out in the outdoors, if you're walking and stuff like that. If you don't, you know, your energy levels are going to drop, and you're going to find it a lot harder, and you're going to be more susceptible to things like hypothermia and things like that. Anyway, still got most of the brew left, so that will keep well. I love these mugs. I've mentioned these loads of times in my videos. I'm not big into flasks, but these like flask type mugs are great because it just means it keeps your brew warm for a couple of hours and you can just keep sipping it. What's been really funny as I've been sat here, so I'm not like in a camouflage position. There's just trees behind me, you know, and there's nothing in front of me camouflage wise, but it's really funny because there's a track just down from me there, and I must have seen, I don't know, 12 to 15 people walk past me. I've not been counting them. Not a single one of them has spotted me sat here. And you know, I've not had my hood up. I'm not trying to cover my face. I'm not trying to duck down. I'm just sat there looking at them, and they just walk past and they're totally oblivious. It's hilarious. I guess, you know, they're not looking around to see if anyone's there, but it's quite funny that people just don't see. They're not really spatially aware. So yeah, it's quite funny. Usually you hear them before you see them as well. You can hear people come from miles off. If they're in a group, they're always chatting away and making loads of noise, which is quite an important point really, because if you ever were needing to stay a bit low key, then sound travels, and being aware of other people making noise and you not making noise is quite an important thing, really. So get back on and let's get going. First 5k done, day 2. So that's 10k's done now. I've just climbed up a feature here and I'm on a relatively flat bit. However, next bit of the route then, oh, this is going to be a real treat. So I'm going to approach this along this track here, back on myself and up to the top of that feature there. So this is going to be a whole load of fun. And if we have a look over there, where you've got that re-entrant there, a little bit over that way, that's where I went down and then up the feature yesterday, and I was basically on my hands and knees climbing up that. It was so steep. I just know how to treat myself, don't I? Mega. So on top of that feature now, that was a beast getting up that, as I thought. Coming up to 12k's now, so nearly at halfway. When I get 13k's I'm going to take a stop for lunch, but it's as you can probably hear, it's quite breezy up here. Temperatures drop because of that, a little bit of elevation and because of the wind, the cold wind. So yeah, when I stop I'll definitely need to put another layer on for sure. So let's crack on, eh? That's 13k's covered now, so just over halfway for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop off for lunch, and I found myself a nice little alcove here to get myself out of the wind. So I'm going to make myself a home in here for a little while and get some lunch on. So for lunch I've got spicy sausage and potato wedges. That sounds quite nice, doesn't it? So let's get that in there. Whilst I'm stopping then, I'm also taking the opportunity to look after my feet. So I've got my my boots off, my socks off, and I'm just checking my feet for any hot spots and potential blisters for me, because I've done, what's that, 36 k's now over a couple of days, up and down hills and stuff. So yeah, I have got a few hot spots. What I'm using to treat them is something that somebody's recommended to me recently, is this spray on action plaster stuff. So apparently this is quite good, and what you do is you spray it on, and it forms like a layer over the top of where you want to prevent sort of rubbing and stuff. And instead of putting a plaster on, you just put this on, because it can go on top of like damp skin and stuff, whereas a plaster will just peel straight off. And then you've got, you know, the corners of it and edges of it creating blisters as well on top of what you've already got. So, you know, I've heard this is quite good. I'm gonna give this a shot today. Right then, so scuffed up, brewed up, and feet sorted. Let's get back on the road. Yay, 20k's done, nearly there. 5k's left to push. Alrighty. Okay, that's me finished then. So 25k's done today, as well as the 25k's yesterday, carrying everything that I needed for an overnight wild camp as well. About 15 kilos on my back. So without further ado, I said at the start of the video I was going to do some press ups because I'm late. I was running a course last weekend, so I couldn't do it when you're actually supposed to do it on the last weekend of April. So because I'm late, what I'll do is 5 press ups per day. What's that? 35 press ups to account for my sins. But what I'm going to do first, I'll keep the rucksack on because I'm a sex pest. I'll take the chest pack off because it's going to be pretty difficult doing press ups with a chest pack on, and people could probably accuse me of cheating. But I'll keep the rucksack on. It's about 15 kilos on my back. Okay then, just to treat myself, here we go. Ten. 15. 20. 25. 30. 35. Just to treat myself. So then, a tough couple of days. 50k's in 2 days, especially over some of those hills that are covered, is not an easy thing, especially when you're not a young pup anymore. But a good opportunity to get out, practice navigation on the hills, you know, a bit of hills fitness, and just general field craft, and campcraft and that sort of stuff. But yeah, check out Varusteleka's remote military march. Obviously they run it every year. Good little thing to get involved in, a good little community. So again, thanks a lot to everyone that's joined the channel, that are members. I'll put your names up here, and anyone else that's done this event, shout up, say what you think of it, tell us which category you did. I did the Recon category, which was 2 days at, you know, either 25 or 50k's a day, carrying a minimum of 10 kilos, and yeah, good stuff. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and stay prepared.